have recently published a book entitled Renaissance, an Easter Story. And not only did I write the story, but I also did the illustrations. So I hope you enjoy the story. And when you think of the word Renaissance, I want you to think of the word rebirth, to be born again. Ready? Here we go. Renaissance, an Easter story written and illustrated by Knoerr. Believe. Once there was a baby rabbit who befriended a caterpillar. They would stroll through the woods together and play fun games like hide and seek. One day, the baby rabbit could not locate his friend and began to worry. He searched high and low. He looked behind rocks and trees, but couldn't find him. The caterpillar was sitting on a leaf very close to where the baby rabbit was, but couldn't exactly be seen because he was camouflaged with the color of the leaf, for he was the same shade of green. The baby rabbit called out, "Caterpillar, where are you? I can't find you." The caterpillar could hear the worry in the baby rabbit's voice and said, "I'm here sitting on a leaf near the big tree." The baby rabbit said, "I was worried I'd never find you." The caterpillar replied, "Just because you don't see me doesn't mean I'm not there. You thought you'd find me because of how you observed me with your eyes, but I blended in with my surroundings, namely this leaf. Remember, my friend, believe and you will always find me. Put others before yourself." Time passed, and the baby rabbit and caterpillar enjoyed spending time with each other. Baby rabbit learned so much from the caterpillar and felt so good being in the presence of his good friend. Some other rabbits were hopping along and talking about a beautiful green meadow beyond the woods one day. They told the baby rabbit he should come along with them. "The green meadow is like emeralds glistening in the sun," they said. However, the baby rabbit didn't want to leave his friend, the caterpillar, alone. Even though the baby rabbit would have loved to experience the lush, beautiful green meadow, he knew he couldn't leave his friend alone. So he told them no and would stay in the woods. The caterpillar looked pleased with the baby rabbit's choice. As they watched the other rabbits frolic into the beautiful lush green meadow, clouds began to form like angry waves in the sea, and a terrible thunderstorm suddenly began. The baby rabbit and caterpillar hid in a hole at the bottom of the big tree. They felt awful for the other rabbits because they had no shelter in the open meadow. The baby rabbit told the caterpillar, "I'm so glad I stayed with you, my friend. With you, I always feel safe." To tell the truth. The next day, the baby rabbit hopped to the little creek in the woods. The creek was so enchanting. It sparkled like diamonds and was surrounded by beautiful flowers of all different hues. He took a drink and saw the prettiest flower. It looked like the bright, shining sun. He wanted to pick the beautiful flower and give it to his friend. But the law of the woods was that no flower should ever be picked near the little creek. He thought it would be okay to pick it since it would be a present for his friend. Just then, a great horned owl swooped down as the baby rabbit picked the flower. "Did you pick a flower?" scolded the owl. With the beautiful flower hidden behind his back, the baby rabbit said reluctantly, "No, I didn't pick a flower." The great horned owl looked into his eyes and declared, "If you tell me the truth, you won't be in trouble. But if you lie, you will be." The baby rabbit dropped his head and said, I did pick it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give it to my friend, the caterpillar." The owl smiled. "It was a thoughtful act, but even when you think something is right to do, you still have to follow the rules and obey the law." The baby rabbit slowly lifted his head. The owl said, "This time I'll make an exception. You may give the flower to your friend, but don't do it again." Then the owl swooped back up into the trees. The baby rabbit smiled, feeling happy and relieved, held the flower in his mouth, and hopped back to give it to his friend. Do the right thing. Soon after, the baby rabbit gave the caterpillar the beautiful flower he picked by the little creek, and the caterpillar was overjoyed with happiness. He said with excitement, "Where did you get it?" The baby rabbit said, "Near the little creek." The caterpillar looked shocked and responded, "Wait, it's against the law to pick flowers near the little creek. I can't accept it." The baby rabbit replied, "Don't worry, the great horned owl said it was okay this time and told me not to do it again." The caterpillar looked at his friend and said, "If it's okay for you to do it once, then it would be okay for everyone else to do it once, and we wouldn't have any beautiful flowers near the little creek." The baby rabbit looked sad. The caterpillar said sweetly, "Thank you, my friend, for thinking of me, but I can't accept it. I would only think of how the little creek would miss one of its beautiful flowers." And suddenly, the caterpillar began to crawl away from his friend. Seek wisdom. "Where are you going?" asked the baby rabbit to the caterpillar. "I need to be alone for a while," sighed the caterpillar. As the baby rabbit looked at the caterpillar, he suddenly became concerned for his friend. "Aren't you happy here with me in the woods? We have experienced many interesting things and had so much fun doing so. Why do you have to go?" cried the baby rabbit. The caterpillar looked into his friend's eyes and said, "The old me will always be with you. Everything we shared and learned together, you will always have within you. All the memories, joys, and love will always be there. But I need to leave you now. The new me will bring new beginnings for you and for me. And soon you will grow and change too. I will always be with you. Our friendship will last for as long as there are days and nights." The baby rabbit was puzzled by what his friend told him, and a tear fell from his eye as he watched his friend slowly crawl away from him. About a month later, on Easter Day, the rabbit was hopping in the woods and stopped to see a pretty flower by the little creek. Something extraordinary flew up to the sky as he began to smell the flower. Then he realized the secret of life and smiled, thinking of his friend. The end. I hope you liked that story. Bye-bye.